I don't need to prove anything to anyone, but I need to know my own worthiness. I need to know my own ability to tap into the resources of Source. I need to know. I need to know. Knowing is very different from reading it somewhere. Knowing is very different from someone telling it to you. Knowing means I have stamped it with a stamp that says done. Done. That knowing your worthiness, knowing it. If you know your worthiness, you have trust. If you know that when you ask, it is always given, you have trust. If you know that you can tap into the resources of Source, you have trust. And trust is what we need in order to receive. What is that knowing? That knowing is knowing that I am an extension of Source. I am an extension of that energy. I am loved beyond measure. I am guided. I am never alone. All things that I want are possible. All of those words, all of those affirmations signify trust. But talking about trust is not the same thing as feeling it, as knowing it to be true. I know that the sun will rise. I know it to be true. I know it to be true. I know that my parents love me. I know that to be true. I'm not looking for evidence to prove it true or untrue. But here's the thing that I want everyone to understand. Everyone who is looking for a manifestation means that they have not accepted it to be true. Because you look for manifestations to prove to yourself that you are worthy. You look for manifestations to prove to yourself that the universe has heard your call. You look for manifestations to prove to yourself that you are successful. And you do not need proof, you need knowing. Knowing means accepting it to be true before the manifestation. That Source is there to help you do whatever you want to do. It is your helper. Abraham calls it your manager. The universe is your universal manager. And when you give a task over, it is done. That is a level of knowing. And knowing is not a bunch of words. Knowing is a feeling, is a sureness. It is confidence. To know that you will strike your staff in the middle of the river and the river will part. Ooh, that knowing. Just feel that. If you can feel that level of knowing, it's going to send shivers down your body as you feel your own connection with Source. Mind over matter is trust. Trusting your own oneness and knowing. That is what mind over matter is. And when you boil all of this down, it amounts to just one thing, and that one thing is trust. Because trust makes us so unconditional. It doesn't matter what I look like. I am loved, adored, and beautiful. It doesn't matter what my skills are. I can command a high-paying job or position. command. Command, that is the key word here. You can command what you want. And that is mastery. That level of being one with the universe, that is mastery. And when you have that, yes, when you have that, you do walk on water. Because there is no fear. You are at the very highest place on the emotional scale. People come to me and they say, oh Zarah, I was high on the emotional scale and then this happened. And why did this horrible thing happen to me? And the answer always is, you thought you were high on the emotional scale, but you were not high as you thought you were. That level of being high on the emotional scale means you are completely unconditional. You have completely given up all your beliefs that you have collected on your journey through life. That means being like a newborn baby in terms of your emotional and belief makeup. You are like a baby in a grown-up body. Ooh, the deliciousness of that. And people mistake alignment because they feel relief feels so good. Relief from negativity, relief from the usual problems feels so good that they think that they are at the highest point of the emotional scale. But here's the thing, guys. Do you have the knowing that you can walk on water?